What's up, YouTube? I'm in my car on my way to class. I'm going to talk to you today about getting along with negative people at your workplace. Negative bosses, negative coworkers, anybody that's negative, and even in a negative environment in your workplace. Number one, you have to give yourself hope. You have to give yourself hope that this is temporary. This is not your destiny. This is not what you're going to do for the rest of your life. You're better than this, and you can get something better. So that's number one. You have to keep that in the back of your mind, because if you know you have an end date on something, you can endure a lot. You can endure a lot more than what you think you can. You know, I remember the 80-20 rule of the Navy SEALs. When you think you are mentally done, you cannot physically go anymore. You're only at 20% of your potential. You're at 20% of what you can really be capable of. You never know what you're capable of until you're pushed to the limit. So, again, I'll reiterate, it's temporary. Number two, remember that leadership is an art form. Bruce Lee was a great leader. And the definition of leadership is the art of influencing people. You have to be able to influence those that are negative to your cause or to your side. So in order to do that, you have to establish a rapport. You have to find out what their objective is, what the objective is of the mission, what the objective is of the organization. And you have to capitulate to the desires and the whims of your immediate supervisor. You have to make sure you work for somebody, and you want to make sure you get along with that individual or that person. Now, I don't work anymore. I used to work. I was in a very high stressful environment. I was in law enforcement, and it's definitely not worth it nowadays, the way they treat law enforcement officers. But that I had a supervisor and I had a sergeant that I worked for, and I made sure that I did everything that he asked me to do immediately. And if I couldn't do it immediately, I followed up with him and told him why I couldn't do it immediately and gave him an update as far as whatever he asked me to do. That makes them feel important and makes them feel that they are what they said is important to you. And they respect that, and it'll get you far. So you don't want to be disrespectful. You don't want to have that. If they're disrespectful to you, you can stand your ground and you can say, "Excuse me, sir, you don't need to talk to me like that. I do understand A, B, and C, and I do want to be a value to the organization, but I can't do that if you make it a hostile work environment for me. You know, I'm trying to do what I need to do, and I want to accomplish the objective." Now, you don't want to come across as, someone who's going to be a problem employee. You don't want to do that, because you could potentially put yourself at risk of getting fired. But at the same time, you don't want to work into an environment where you're going to have a lot of you're going to be consistently berated. There's a saying I just heard by Les Brown, real good saying, is if you can make a man feel inferior, if you can make him feel inferior, he just automatically will be inferior. You don't need to do anything else. Just make him feel that way, and the rest will follow. His downward spiral will continually progress towards his doom. So that's the thing. You have to not feel inferior, and you definitely don't want to be in a hostile work environment. But at the same time, you have to realize that you're going to be working there, and you want to have a positive, productive work environment. So with that being said, the second and third thing you do is take initiative. Take initiative into what the organization needs, and if your boss asks you to do something, do it immediately, and then number two, follow up with them and report back to them. Say it was done or why it wasn't done. Let them know that it was done, and let them know immediately, like as soon as possible. And then, be an asset to the organization. If let's say you're a fireman or you're in law enforcement and you want to set up a training with another agency, you take the initiative and do that, or you take the initiative and you learn something new. Learn about your job, learn about your standard operating procedures, learn the better procedures of what your boss knows, learn why you're doing something that you're doing. Become an asset to your organization. Show up early, work hard, do more than what's expected of you, go above and beyond when you deliver. Those are a couple things you can do that people will see. And I'm not talking about fellow employees. I'm talking about people who are above you and who are or observing you from an administrative level, that they can see that you're working hard. They can see that you're doing it. That's what I did. Okay, I took initiative and I set up, when I was a fireman for many years, and I set up training with the military, and I was kind of a liaison between the civilian and the military, so we could have a weekly and monthly training, so we know what was going on with the different aircraft, with the different hospitals, because we were on a military base, and so there's always initiative. If you stop and think, and you really think about it, and you're like, man, how can I be an asset to my organization? Your subconscious mind will come up with an idea, okay? And realize that you don't want to work for somebody for the rest of your life. I mean, at some point, you need to move on. You need to become an entrepreneur. You need to be a millionaire, okay? That's the thing. You need to be working towards that goal. So, or working towards the goal of what your ultimate goal is. So that's the thing. You have to realize that it's temporary. Do what's expected of you. Over-deliver. Under-promise and over-deliver. And everything you do is in service to your goals. You never know what you're capable of until you're fully pushed to the limit. So why did I say that? It's because this is why I so focus on self-improvement. I'm just coming from the gym. I'm tired, but I'm still going to class because I'm trying to better myself. It's because you get out of life what you put into it. You don't get out of life what you want. You get out of life what you work for. That's just the way it is. I wish it were easier. I wish you could just pray and just say mantras and say affirmations and things would just happen. It doesn't work like that. You've got to go out there and work for it. You have to take massive action. Without massive action, you will not accomplish the goals that you want in your life. So with that being said, when you take massive action and you consistently and diligently push yourself to the level where you don't think you could go anymore, like I'm talking about physically, I'm talking about working out, and you complete something you didn't think you can do, it gives you a self-confidence that nobody else can give you, that you can't buy. That's why I'm so adamant about working out. I'm so adamant about pushing yourself to the next level, because I know what I'm capable of, and if I can do it, I know you can do it. Okay? Because I'm lazy, all right, and I'm proud to admit it. But I'm not that lazy where I won't do the work. I will do the work, because what I hate is I hate mediocrity, and I hate wanting to have a mediocre lifestyle. Even though I'm lazy, I'm not going to be lazy enough to friggin' be mediocre. I can't stand that. I don't want that. I hate that, and I don't want that for my life. And you should hate that too. You should hate mediocrity. So sometimes you might have to take naps. Sometimes you'll have to recharge. I slept in a little bit today. I got a later workout in. That's okay, you know. But I earned it. You know, I earned my time. I earned my retirement from getting up. I used to have to get up every day at 6:30 in the morning. Every single day, no days off. Every single day, getting up, because we had to go and get up for a roll call, which sucked. And I used to. Not only did I work with people that I didn't like, and some I didn't really say I hated anybody, but you know, I definitely would never ever talk to these people in real life. Never, no way. Not only did I work with people that I didn't like, but I used to live with them, because we used to have to live together. We used to they put us in bunk beds, because I was living on a military base. So I used to have to hear him in the morning. I used to have to put in earbuds because I didn't want noise pollution. They used to talk. Their language was so stupid. It was called noise pollution, and I had to deal with that. Thank God I don't have to deal with none of that. I don't have to do a damn thing I don't want to anymore. And that's what I want for you. And I think that's what God wants for you, and that's what your destiny wants for you, and that's what your future wants for you. That you can be financially free to a point where you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Remember, you are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your life, and nobody else. Nobody is going to do it for you. And nobody cares. Nobody cares if you win or you lose. Nobody cares about your struggles. Okay? It's just the way it is. It's just a cold, hard, ruthless, brutal reality of truth and the way life is. All right? At the end of the day, man, it's just you, God. That's it. You know, your mom might care, your dad might care, but they're not gonna really, you know, you can't be a mama's boy forever. You can't be a mama's boy forever. And sometimes your balls got to drop and you got to grow up. You got to go out there and find the world for yourself. So, and you got to get hit in the face. You got to get punched. You got to. I'm figuratively speaking. You know, punched in the face with reality, and getting hit with hard. Let life hit you, and being able to take those blows and keep fighting, and keep going forward. And that's what it is. Constantly, diligently striving, fighting that weakness within you to just succumb to mediocrity, you know. And you have to realize that you have to have a passion burning within you that you're greater than that. You have to really dig with. You have to know that within yourself, and you've got to be around other people that believe that within you. And if they don't, or if they make less money, or they don't have the same mindset, then you need to eliminate those people, and you better do it real fast. So, with that being said, there's a lot of YouTube channels you can listen to. There's a lot of self-motivation talks you can listen to. You can listen to my channel. You know, I don't always put out these kinds of videos, but I feel the need to put it out now because there's a lot of, the coronavirus there's a lot of people that are unemployed. A lot of people are on their jobs and they're just ready to quit. And there's a lot of negative energy going around, but just got to remember that you have to be the influencer. You have to influence others. Don't let them don't let that negative energy influence you. You have to rise above it and think positive thoughts. Let it come from within you. That you don't. I used to tell myself, I said, you know, these idiots that I work with, these morons that act like high school kids, that I can't believe they're professionals. They're temporary. They're temporary. And I knew I had a hope, and I knew I had a promise that I was looking forward to the future. Now I'm living it, and I've lived it since 2013. I'm very grateful for it. Very happy that I don't have to do that anymore. So with that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you fulfill your potential in your life, and I hope you're constantly striving for success. Take care. God bless. Thanks for watching.